Alright, I'll get straight to it. This is the peak iPhone, the iPhone 17 Pro Max, and this is the peak Android, the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold7. By now, you must have seen hundreds of videos on both the phones, but the things that I'm revealing in this video, I don't think anyone has even dared to tell you those. And yeah, we are keeping scores, so put this video into full screen mode and keep sipping water because it's going to be super duper spicy. Let's get started. First of all, both the phones can fold. Yes, they can. Samsung can do it as many times as you'd like, but for iPhone, it's a once-in-a-lifetime affair. Don't do that. The in-hand feel is also better on Samsung because despite being a foldable, it's 13 gram lighter and just 0.1 mm thick, which is really impressive. The IP rating is obviously better on iPhone and it also doesn't wobble much, but still, it's not as durable as the Fold. Sounds a bit unreal, right? Let me just show it to you. Okay, so this is our Fold 7 and I've been using it since the launch in New York, and this is our iPhone 17 Pro Max and I just started using it. Just take a look at the Fold 7. It looks fine, right? And now, take a look at the dents and the scratches on the iPhone and it already looks more tired and worn out. Now, apart from that, there are some more differences here and there, like Apple switching back to aluminium build on newer iPhones, while Samsung, it's still keeping the titanium build underneath for better durability. For this round, the point clearly goes to Samsung. If I talk about the display, you must be thinking that Samsung is the clear winner. But you know what? It's not the case. See, iPhone is the usual power phone with the massive 6.9-inch display, which is fine. And the Z Fold 7 is more fun with a 6.5-inch outer screen and a massive 8-inch inner display. But iPhone display is more brighter, has very minimal bezels, and also has anti-glare coating that helps in reducing reflections. Now, the coating is not as good as the S25 Ultra, but at least something is better than nothing. The movie watching experience is equally good on both, but on Samsung, you can just place the phone and start watching, while on iPhone, either get a case with stand or else do jugards like this. The speaker output is where iPhone definitely sounds more richer and more louder compared to Samsung. And I also noticed that whenever I was watching the content with phone being unfolded, my hands would cover the speaker and I had to rotate the phone like this. And if you're watching the content like this, you need to learn to ignore these black bars, just like you do it for the notch. Overall, Samsung has an edge with foldable form factor, but iPhone's display quality, the brightness, the multimedia experience, and the speaker output is just top notch. So points to both. In terms of performance and specs, there's a clear difference. iPhone gets the latest A19 Pro, while Samsung has last year's Snapdragon 8 Elite. The base model gets the same 12GB RAM and 256GB storage on both, and in benchmarks, iPhone wins in Geekbench CPU test. But honestly, it makes absolutely zero difference in day-to-day usage. Both of them handle everything pretty smoothly, be it gaming, taking lots of photos and videos, running Android Auto or CarPlay, or even keeping apps in the memory. See, I have used both the phones extensively and the processor never comes in the way on both the phones, but still, the kind of multitasking that I can do on this phone, I can't even imagine it on an iPhone. For example, I can just open apps side by side on a bigger screen and get things done faster. But even when the phone is closed, I can use the floating window to let the download happen, while I can just go and scroll reels. This is something that I use almost every day because I need to download a lot of videos from Slack, and the moment I switch the app, the download just stops. On iPhones, there's no concept of multitasking, so I have to keep the Slack app open, and until the download is finished, I have to stare at it because that's just how life is on the orange planet. See, apart from multitasking, both the phone performs really well, so once again, points to both. If I talk about the cameras, this is how the specs look for both the phones. iPhone has a more versatile camera setup with equally good main, ultra-wide and telephoto, and for Samsung, it has the same 200-megapixel main camera as the flagship S25 Ultra, which also doubles up as a selfie camera. Specs aside, let me show you some selective camera samples from both the phones. Now, look at both the photos side by side. Can you guess which one is taken by which phone? Take a look at another one. Can you guess now? Now, here's the final one. See, all I'm trying to say is that on first look, both the photos look equally good. Sometimes iPhone does the boosting like in this, and sometimes Samsung is the one who boosts, like in this one. And when you zoom in, the details are also very similar on both. And not just the main camera, it's the same story for ultra-wide as well. For the zoomed in shots, iPhone has an advantage with 4x optical zoom, while Samsung can only go up to 3x, and it's also a 10-megapixel sensor, so don't expect much in terms of detail. In terms of portraits, both the phones do a pretty good job, but in iPhone, iPhone, the bokeh is a bit too strong. For selfies, iPhone does come with a center stage camera which lets you take wider selfies to fit more people without having to rotate the phone. But on Samsung, you can just use the same 200 megapixel camera for your selfies, which I think is just unbeatable. And for videos, this is how they look against each other. The stability is more or less the same, but iPhone handles light so much better. Overall, iPhone definitely has much better cameras than Fold 7, but still, for a foldable, I think Fold 7 has a pretty capable camera setup, and one feature that I use a lot is cover screen preview. This is extremely useful if your friend's photography skill is as useless as the word P in psychology. In this segment, full points to iPhone because it's just better, but still, I'll give half point to Samsung because it has come so much close. Okay, so things did get better for iPhone in the last round, but from here on, they are going to get worse. And I'm not kidding. I'm saying this because I used iOS 26 in developer beta, public beta, and also in the final release. And there's no difference at all. It's still as buggy as it was before. The UI gets inconsistent here and there. Try finding an OTP on your messaging app. I dare you, I double dare you. And don't even get me started on the Photos app. It's just as messy as the iOS 26 itself. And for One UI 8, it's just stable. Neither does it drain you or the battery, and for the features, we have already made a video on it and there are 2 more in the making, which means that it's super duper feature rich. One of my most favorite features is the separate app sound that lets you watch reels even when it's connected to the car and playing music. It's just godsend. And yeah, Samsung Wallet also lets you make payments unlike this, where you can just store tickets and passes. So yeah, one full point to Samsung, and for iPhone, actually, minus 0.5 because it's just so bad. It really is. Now, for this segment, I'll obviously have to start with Samsung because first of all, I use writing tools a lot, and the reason is simple. It's integrated very well into the keyboard. So no matter which app I'm using, whether it's Gmail, WhatsApp, Slack, or even Instagram, I can just access it right away. But for Apple, don't even think about it. It just doesn't work with any of the Meta apps. You can also do a lot to your photos on Samsung. You can just remove people, move things around in a photo, sketch and reimagine stuff, and even if you put it in tricky situations like this, it just works. And for Apple, there's still a lot of learning curve. Gemini integration is also rock solid on Samsung. It can not only answer normal queries, but can also handle complicated tasks. Let's say I ask it to prepare a weight loss and muscle gain diet for me, which I'm not going to follow, but still, I'm 172 cm tall, 70 kg of body weight, I don't exercise much, and my eating habits are just bad. Prepare a diet chart which is easy to follow, vegetarian in nature, and save it to the notes. And yeah, also send this diet chart to my wife on SMS so that she knows that I'm finally starting to take care of my health. It understood the entire prompt and did exactly what I said. Impressive. But the question is, will I follow this diet? And when I asked the same to Gemini app on iPhone, it did the task successfully but failed to send the SMS. So yeah, you can install Gemini on iPhone, but it won't be able to interact with other apps like it does on Android. So overall in AI, Samsung gets 1 full point, and for Apple, it's 0. Now, coming to the battery life, this is where iPhone is just excellent. Both the battery size and the charging speeds are better on iPhone, and it shows in battery life too. Throughout my usage, I was easily getting 8+ hours of SOT on the 17 Pro Max, even with extensive usage, and for the Fold 7, it was somewhere around 5 to 5.5 hours. In this round, points to iPhone. Now that we have compared both the phones extensively, this is what the score looks like. The Samsung Galaxy Z Fold7 is at 5.5 points, and iPhone 17 Pro Max could only manage to get 3.5 points. So in 2025, peak Android still offers a lot more value compared to peak iPhone, and that is what we expected, right? In fact, between these two, I think it's pretty clear that Samsung has a lot more advantages. The foldable form factor is more innovative and eye-catchy with 2 massive, gorgeous displays. AI implementation is just rock solid, and you also get flagship performance with feature-rich software experience. The battery and camera department is the only place where it falls short of Apple, and it's also a bit pricier. But if you're looking to try out something new, or maybe just bored of using an Apple, try this. It's just a breath of fresh air. So yeah, that's it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. And by the way, which side you are on? Team green or team orange? Tell me in the comments. I look forward to reading them. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.